Welcome, everybody, to a Delco Nerd Network podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Ragucci, and here with a few friends in the Delaware County area, we get in a basement and we talk about a certain topic. Today's topic, of course, is going to be, are there too many games? The big age-old question that I've been talking about for like a year and a half on this podcast. We're finally doing it. Here to discuss, as always, the triple threat. Chris Trio.
It's been a long time coming, Gooch. I'm excited to chat about it. I feel like we have been talking about this for a couple months now, but
years.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah.
Years.
Now that you're saying it, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But let me introduce our illustrious guest. You may know him formerly from Game Trailers and formerly from Easy Allies. And now he's currently with Last Stand Media, hosting Summon Sign as well as Punching Up. Brad Ellis, welcome to DNN. Thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate your time.
Hello. Hey, yeah, no problem. I'm happy to be here. You guys talking about too many games, something I've also been talking about for years.
I was going to say.
And it's been weird. I listened to, I guess, last week's Summon Sign, like, this morning. And just this past few weeks, you have been like, oh, too many games. Like, not just you, but, like, Gene and Dustin. I'm just like, this is perfect timing. Well, because we are in this weird gap of, like, there have been, like, 7 really high profile releases within like a month and a half span.
Yeah, there's been a ton.
It's crazy.
A lot.
It's crazy.
And I can only imagine when it's like your job to keep up with all of that. Like, and we only keep up with probably as much as we can here. But
yeah,
no, there's probably a lot. I've been getting into like the Beasts and all that stuff. There's just been like just too much on the plate.
Yeah, like Silent Hill F, I like forewent. And
Chronos too, which I'm sad about.
Yeah,
but
and it's just like I don't have enough fucking time. But anyway, we'll get into that in a sec. Brad, do you want to give our fans an introduction of who you are? Even though I just did.
Oh,
anything
sure.
Else
I mean, yeah, you kind of did. Yeah. Hey, I'm Brad Ellis. I've been covering games professionally since 2014. I want to say, so a while.
Wow.
I started out at Game Trailers. Then when Game Trailers went away, we started Easy Allies, which I was a co-founder of, and last year I made my way to Last Stand Media, so that's where I'm currently at. So yeah, I don't know, kind of boring, but been doing it for a while.
I didn't realize you had been doing this for so long. That's really cool. I mean, I feel like in the industry, we've just been observing, but I feel like through some crazy stuff, especially I feel like these last couple years,
Yeah.
I don't know, even this last couple months or this last month specifically, but that's great, man. We're happy to have you, seriously.
Yeah, it's interesting to think you've been through like a lot of different versions of like video games media.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
just as you said it, I was thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, that's like a lot of like different versions of it throughout the years. But that's awesome. We really appreciate you being here, bringing your knowledge and your
Expertise.
your knowledge and your expertise to
Absolutely.
the podcast. But before we get into that, we like to talk about what we're doing, playing, watching, all that jazz. And as Brad, as you know, as the guest, you got to go first, or you could totally throw it back to us.
Sure, no, that's okay. Yeah.
What have you been up to?
I've been playing mostly, a lot. I'll just most of my time. So recent, like the past week, I played Silent Hill F, which I finished one run through of. I need to do more because it changes quite a bit per playthrough.
Yeah,
I played a couple hours of Final Fantasy Tactics, and I love Final Fantasy Tactics ever since I played it back in 1997. So I'll just get back to it when I have time. That's a game I can go back to anytime and just hop into. It's easy for me. But I love that game. So I'm really happy to see it come back. I've been playing some of Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, which I've also played before, and I love those games before, so I'm very happy they are on current hardware. And now I've been playing Ghost of Yotei also, which I started a couple days ago, and I've played maybe like 4 hours of it. I haven't gotten to play as much as I would like to, but so far I've been digging it. I think it's a very good game so far. Nothing, I would say it doesn't do anything new or like groundbreaking yet that I've experienced, but it does everything really well, which I'm totally fine with. I don't need every open world game to, dramatically change the industry and anything like that. I'm fine with doing some usual stuff like that, but it depends to me on execution. I think so far it's all been done very well. I like the main character so far, Atsu. She's a bloodthirsty woman out for revenge, and I like that she's not very oh, is revenge bad kind of thing like that? Is it a
Yeah.
moral choice? So she's like, nah, fuck that. I'm just going to kill everybody. So I'm happy with that so far. That's good stuff. But yeah, it's a gorgeous video game also. I'm playing it on a PS5 Pro and it looks very nice. That ray tracing mode is awesome.
It is.
Feels very good. Combat feels very satisfying when you chop a dude up. Good feedback on all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I look forward to playing more of it. But yeah, I guess I'll just start there and kind of see what you guys are up to.
Yeah, I think we're all playing Ghost of Yotei, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm
Yeah.
about probably the same length in, like 3 or 4 hours. And yeah, no, I totally agree, Brad. I also think something that really has stood out to me that I forgot about with the series, and I don't remember if it's as much in Tsushima, but like how naturally I feel like the world kind of funnels you to the side quests and the
that
side
was
content.
definitely
Yeah.
the first one with the
I
wind.
really enjoy that. Even beyond the wind, like I just feel like I'm finding very meaningful things just randomly. And I don't know, maybe that's just good design and like it leads me to
No,
the
that
next
is good.
main
Yeah.
quest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the world
Good one.
doesn't feel like a Ubisoft open world. I think that's
Definitely.
like, I mean, you just
Right.
played Shadows.
Definitely.
I don't. Did you play Shadows, Brad?
No, I skipped it.
Yeah, it's
I'm like pretty much done with that series
Yeah.
for now.
Yeah, I
been
came
burnt
back
out.
from Mirage. I'm Assassin's Creed's a series I like boycotted. After Origins, I was like, I'm done. I'm fucking done. I'm like, I'm not. Like, this isn't for me. I'm one of the, you know, Assassin's Creed is only good as the present day story. Like, I'm one of those people. And I just put my foot down and I haven't played. I came back from Mirage because that was like advertises, oh, we're going back to basics, you know, AC1.
Right.
It's like, yeah, not really.
Right.
Good try, guys, but
Yeah.
not exactly. So I didn't play Shadows either.
I will say the biggest difference I've just noticed immediately off the bat between Shadows and Yotei was seeing that map size was such a good feeling on Yotei.
That it was small.
It was small and manageable, and I'm like, oh, this is the end? That's fantastic.
Oh,
That's
look.
amazing. Yeah, no, it's truly amazing.
It looked like Tsushima again. It's been years since I've looked at that game. Listening to Gene talk about it on Summon Sign, I was like, oh yeah, there were sword stances. Like I didn't remember that at
Yeah.
all. So like I don't remember. I remember the map at one point being big, but like Yotei seems smaller. Mm-hmm. That could totally not be true, but
Yeah, I was thinking it might expand later on, but
right,
Hard
yeah.
to
I'm
say
like
for now.
looking at the world. I'm like, what actually is explorable? And yeah,
Right,
yeah,
yeah,
the
no.
fog of war is kind of weird.
There is like a border that you can see, but it is actually kind of even hard to notice. I was getting tripped up by like the map thing you had to align on the map to find like certain
Oh,
areas.
yeah.
The treasure
Yeah.
map.
Yeah, I was seeing like the edges. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that's the cutoff of the map. So yeah, I was pretty easy once I figured it out. But
Yeah. Brad, anything else you're watching or playing or want to bring up?
Watching? No. I haven't like watched a TV show in a very long time, I feel like. I don't know. I just don't watch TV very much. Nothing against it. I just don't really
Yeah, yeah.
sure. I
engage
find
with it
myself
often.
not honestly watching a ton of TV unless it's something super specific. Even like movies, most of the time we are usually, at least me, I'm usually gaming for sure.
Yeah. I mean, we did a podcast a few months ago talking about like FOMO, and we really kind of predicated towards like things with games. It's like, oh, like Silent Hill F is coming out. Like you feel like you have to get it to be in the conversation, and we could talk about this more later, but like with shows and shit, it's like sometimes I'm like, I need to watch it because I want to be in the conversation, or I need to play this game because I want to be in the conversation. And it's like, even if I don't have time, I'm gonna make fucking time to do this and play like 3 new games all at the same time. And yeah, and there's way too many shows, there's way too many movies, there's way too many games. Everything's competing for your attention. So like it all kind of like it's all like it all funnels into each other.
You got to make your choices. That's for sure. Like decide
Yeah.
where you're going to spend your time.
Yeah.
But what about you, Gooch? What have you been up to? What have you been playing?
Yeah, so I've been still going at Hitman 3, well, World of Assassination.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Brad, I am an achievement hunter in like the
Oh,
utmost
okay,
sense.
okay.
Capital H.
I 100% am platinum every game I play.
Oh, okay.
So
Gotcha.
Hitman World of Assassination there is so much to that game. And honestly, the achievements don't even like make you go to a lot of it, but they still make you go to a lot of it. So have you played Hitman?
Yeah, I've played all 3 of
Okay.
the newer ones.
So a lot of the achievements are based around like getting mastery level 20 on like every map, and then like some sniper stuff and like some other things here and there. But I've been grinding that out since the summer. and doing something similar with Stardew Valley. They added more trophies. So I'm hopping back in and like I'm doing content in this game like only like 0.01% of people are actually doing.
Wow.
Stardew Valley is a pretty crazy game in terms of like the completion aspect. Like I think a lot of people play it casually. I don't know if you've played it, but you can like getting all the stuff for it is like a task in and of itself.
And you commit yourself to it for some reason. I can't.
Yeah.
It blows my mind every time.
I don't know. Some people are like, why do you do this to yourself? It's like, I don't know. Like I'm having a good time.
You live for the pain.
You
What
gotta.
can I say?
It's an art form. It's an art. Like you kind of just manage. Like if it's something grindy, like I'll talk about later with Lost Soul aside, and going back and playing that game, and it's like, oh, I can't fucking do this.
You just are at your wit's end at the end of it.
Like
yeah.
I can't wait to talk about Lost Soul Side because the last time we talked about it, I hadn't beaten it yet, but it's such an interesting game in terms of how it's making me feel. I've never oscillated between a 3 and a 7 every play session I've had. It's crazy. Like it's shit 1 minute, and then I'm like, oh, this is good. Combat's really good. I like this. That was a good session. Next session, it's like that was the worst thing I've ever played.
It's funny. That's a game I really know next. Is it like a third person action? Like what kind of game is it?
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's like a Devil May Cry kind of game with it's just like, and the story sucks. So that
Gotcha.
like doesn't help. So what's good about it? I'll just talk about it now. What's good about it is the combat. And once you get in deep enough, like there's a few weapons to unlock. So when you first start out, it's like, oh, you're hitting the same buttons. You're doing your light. You're doing your heavy attacks. And then you get like a greatsword and a scythe and a spear. And once you get everything, I'm like, oh no, this is a lot of fun. There's something here. But it's got a lot of problems. It's hard to pinpoint what. I've never played a game quite as low quality as Lost Soulicide like seems to be like between hours. It's strange. I almost can't explain it. I've never played a game that I
Have you played Devil May Cry 2?
No. It's a series I want to get around to. I've been playing the entire Resident Evil series for the past like 5 years. I'm actually at Village.
Oh.
So I'm like teed up for 9.
Yeah.
But yeah, Devil May Cry has been on my list for a while. So
okay. Interesting.
Action games really aren't like something I gravitate towards. So yeah, I've heard Devil May Cry 2 is kind of shitty. I don't really know why. Looking forward to playing it and seeing it for myself, but yeah.
Does it kind of vacillate like that too? Like where it's like kind of good at one moment and bad the next?
No.
It's just bad all the way through.
Devil May Cry 2 is like the biggest step down for a sequel ever compared to the first game.
Is it just the gameplay that's bad, or is it the story too?
I mean, the story in most action games, I would say, are not good most of the time, but it's everything. Everything sucks in Devil May Cry 2. Gameplay, of course, is like the most egregious, but level design, balancing is all over the place. It's quite a mess compared to the first game. 3 is great, though. Luckily, they bounced back.
That's so interesting. When you were talking about Yote, this just reminded me, speaking of sequels, because like you're talking about like the open world sequels, and you know we have had Spider-Man 2, Horizon Forbidden West, Yote, and they all fall in this category. Well, they have a really high bar to hit, and they're probably not going to hit it. Like I feel like all those sequels are like they're fine, they're the same game, but like a little bit more, but they don't beat out the original. So I'm interested to see if Yote kind of does that for me. If it like beats out Tsushima, it's like right now I'm like, it kind of is actually for me.
I think the writing's better in Yote compared to Spider-Man 2 and Horizon.
It's a much differently paced game.
Yeah. I just think the characters are more memorable and more likable. You guys listen to Ellis. We talk shit on Aloy all the time.
Yeah.
But she's a very boring character compared to Atsu so far, and I barely know Atsu. I already like Atsu more than after being with Aloy for 2 games. So
it's funny.
It's quite a sign for me.
I completely agree. I even like think back to Spider-Man 2 with Peter Parker and how I feel like he even shifts from the first game to the second game in that like characterization wise. Like we joke, and I'm sure you guys do too. Like it sounds like it was written with HR in the room or something. Like it's like it's just too earnest in a way that no one ever speaks. So I don't know. I totally agree. I really like Atsu. I think it kind of throws you in like a much more like dramatic fashion. I mean, I shouldn't say that. The beginning of Tsushima is very dramatic, but it's a different type of dramatic.
Very slow build up to like throwing tradition and honor away, where Yote, the tradition and honor, has been gone for like 400 years.
Yeah, that's
actually
actually
it's very apparent that like there are no like samurai anymore. It's cool. I like the world a lot better. It's more interesting.
Definitely.
Like I like the Ronin like roaming about, and like it's just like, yeah, like they're just like mercenaries. Like, who is this guy? Like some random guy who picked up a sword and decided he wanted to be like a samurai. Like that's kind of what it feels like.
That is funny.
But anyway, we got real. We went somewhere there with that, but I've also been playing Borderlands 4. Still going through that. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely better than 3. I'm not sure how I feel about the story about it, but the gunplay and the gameplay and the skill trees and the characters, that all feels a lot better than 3. I have a funny feeling though, like when we come to Game Awards time, or even as we look back, like, you know, I think Borderlands 4 is better than Borderlands 3, but I feel like in a year we're probably not gonna like talk about it like that.
Right. And I mean, would you say it's like a major step up from 3 in the way of like the writing? Because I know that was the major issue.
I mean,
with
we're
people.
not talking about like poop jokes half the time.
That's good.
Like Micah was talking about it on Punching Up, and she made a point, Brad, that there was like a lot of quests are boring, and like she's definitely right. Some of them are really strangely boring, and then some of them are pretty cool. But there is a lot less toilet humor.
That's good.
And there's like a crypto joke in the beginning, cryptocurrency joke, which I thought was like funny.
Sure.
But like I'm like, yeah, like everyone seems to be better written. So you kind of start off and you're fighting this guy called the Timekeeper, and he controls this planet, and in each section of the planet there's like this guy's ruling this section,
right,
and then somebody else is down here. So like you're basically going around the world, around this city that's in the middle. I guess kill all the bad guys, and then you go fight the Timekeeper.
Sounds
that's sort of
Cry,
what I'm
like,
doing.
Isn't there a Far Cry game where you do something similar? Or is
I've
that
never
even
played
most
Far
of them?
Cry. You've played
I don't
more
know.
Far
There's
Cry
like
than I
one
have.
where it's like the one where they're in Appalachia. I think you have to go around and like kill all his lieutenants and then go kill him. But anyways, that's interesting.
It's not as structured as like Yote. It's not like you gotta it's just like you go to this area and you find out there's some dude like being an asshole.
Classic.
And you gotta deal with him.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, it's good, it's fun. I recommend it with co-op. Yeah.
I started playing it on my Pro, and I was having too many issues with just the textures, and I was getting a lot of pop-ins and everything. So I was like, you know what? I did buy it from Target, so I'm like, they get free refunds. I took that back a couple days later. I'll probably jump back into it eventually, but sometime down the road. But yeah, those were giving me issues to the point where I'm like, I'm not even really enjoying this. And like we're about to talk about, there's so many games, so I don't really have to worry about something else to play. Right. Yeah.
Right.
And lastly for games, I have been playing Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice Chronicles as well.
Ooh, okay.
For the first time. I've never played this game. I'm a big Final Fantasy fan, Brad. I played most of them. I haven't played 5, 6, 8, and 9. Everything else I've played.
Okay.
And Tactics has like eluded me. Like I'm like, what the fuck is this? When did this come out? What's War of the Lions? Like what the PSP version? Like what was it on originally?
Me?
I don't think I knew it came out in 97 until like last week.
Yeah.
And it came out like after
Full
Final
game.
Fantasy 7?
Yeah, I think right after it.
That's crazy.
I would have to look at the exact dates, but I'm pretty sure it came out after.
Yeah, when I heard that, I was like, really? I was really shocked, but it's pretty peak, man. It's fucking good. The story and the vocal performances, oh my god, I'm like captivated by what they're saying. I'm only in chapter 1 too, so I'm sure there's a lot more to see, but I'm really liking it.
Yeah. I don't know. Is this like your first grid-based tactics game?
I guess. What other game?
Like Fire Emblem, Disgaea, or other ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess so. Yeah. But
Yeah,
I played Baldur's Gate. But I play a lot of JRPGs and RPGs. So it's the idea of it is not. I'm playing on tactician mode. It's difficult, but I'm like enjoying the trial and error of it.
Yeah.
So for Trio, for reference, it's kind of, I hate to say this because it's like an opposite reference. It's kind of like Game of Thrones. In terms
In
of
the
the
story.
plot.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's very
like
political.
Yeah, it's very-
intrigue,
yeah.
courts and such,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
it's like 16's kind of like that.
Yeah,
There's, like,
I see. Yeah.
elements in
I
both,
can
yeah.
see where 16 took inspiration. And I'm like, oh, this makes a ton of sense.
So what is Final Fantasy normally? Is it more like...
It's whatever it kind of wants to be.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, because
Yeah,
that's
it's
definitely a series.
Frequently different.
Right.
It's different a lot.
Yeah,
Because I mean, yeah, I always get the jokes about the you see the jokes about the boy band in the car, and then
Yeah,
I feel
that's
like it goes to
15,
Game
yeah.
of Thrones 16. So that is interesting.
yeah, it's really whatever the director or the writer wants to do. It's I guess that's cool to think of like, I mean, I like all the Final Fantasies, but like, I mean, everyone likes, certain ones more than others, but
Sure.
there's like, you can play 3 and 12 and you're getting like a vastly different experience in terms of plots and characters and stuff like
yeah.
that and gameplay.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. But it's fun. I'm looking forward to getting through it. I'm playing through it slow like you, Brad, and I'm like, I'm totally cool with that. This is a game I think it's going
Yeah.
to take me a while.
Are you getting the itch to grind job points yet
I've already done
for
it.
everybody? Yeah.
Yeah. I had
shit.
to. I'm like, I am getting murked. I'm I guess I need to grind. No stranger to that, but I'm just like, oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna throw stones at myself. Okay, got it. Like that's gonna level up the jobs. I heard
Yeah.
some people in like some discords I'm in talking about it, and they were like, yeah, do that. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
feels
your own
kind of
units,
cheap,
yeah.
but okay. I'm kind of
Yeah, that
surprised they
game's
didn't
sick.
fix something like that.
No, I think it's part of the kind of the gameplay design.
Oh,
The
you
game's
think?
like kind of about letting you do whatever you want. They let you break the game essentially if you want to. If you put in the work, you can like get really crazy powerful in that game.
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome, dude. I think it's really fun that they give you so much flexibility. Because not a lot of games are like that.
I
Like
was gonna say.
hitting your own units and stuff for benefits for your team is pretty fun, and I think that's cool. I mean, you don't have to. You just have to do an action. So late, it's
Yeah.
good for early on. I would say the rock throwing, but just the idea of that's like a thing you would want to do to maximize your time is pretty sweet to me.
Yeah, no, that's an interesting perspective. I never really thought of it like that.
I feel like a ton of games don't just let you break their games anymore these days too. That's just the thing that they avidly go against. I mean, the only thing I can really think of is Zelda in the last time, where you could just finish with Tears of the Kingdom, where you could just break a puzzle and do it completely incorrectly, and it would still be like really fun in a stupid way.
Yeah, freedom of expression, I guess, is more of it. Not even like freedom of gameplay is pretty cool, and probably really difficult to design. Like, because if you have no limits, what's the limit?
That's true.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
like there probably has to be something, but yeah. So quickly for some movies and TV shows, I watched The Gorge.
Oh yeah.
That's a movie with Anya Taylor-Joy and Miles Teller, and they're two military people positioned on the other side of this gorge, and the idea is like they're there for a year and they have to keep what's coming out of it in. And it's like a real world setting, like, and then it suddenly gets like sci-fi fantasy. Very cool. I really enjoyed it. I like this like romancy plot they had going on there, and then they go into the gorge. Spoilers. And
If they didn't go into the gorge, I would have been a little upset personally.
yeah, but like I was really surprised with like the fantasy of it. I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I enjoyed it way back when my girlfriend and I watched it. We thought it was fairly good, and good performances, all that good
Yeah,
stuff.
we watched Tron Legacy for the podcast, so I won't talk about that too much. That episode will be out Thursday for our Tron Rewind review.
Solid Tron tent coming your way.
Yeah. But so Brad, do you know Tron? You reacted to it.
Yeah, I've seen both of them before.
Okay, cool.
Where do you fall on Tron Legacy? I'm curious.
I don't hate it.
No, that's
I
fine.
like it more than most people. Yeah.
It has a weird, it has a funny reputation in the way of like, I feel people either really don't like it or they do like it, but I'm glad to hear that you thought it was
I
good.
feel like, I mean, since Aries is a week away, I mean, there's probably a little bias, but like, it seems like everyone likes it now.
What,
Maybe
Tron
now, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like,
It's cool now.
everyone complains about Clue.
Yeah.
Like we talked about on the podcast, but like, it seems like everyone like kind of likes it. Like, Nobody. It's not like Batman v Superman where people are still ragging on Batman v Superman.
only the
Over
box
end of
office
time.
will tell. Yeah, no, I'm curious what the Jared Leto of it all does and all that stuff. So yeah, I don't
I'm
know.
worried. I'm worried about it, but I'm still excited for it.
Yeah.
So, and speaking of Tron, so Legacy, when it came out, there was Brad. I know you're a Star Wars fan, so this will make sense. There's a animated show for Tron that came out like a year after Legacy called Tron Uprising on Disney XD. So, and somebody told me, I've known about the show for years, like never watched it. Kind of was like, yeah, I'll get around to that. That sounds kind of cool. And I watched this video essay on it, and like the first line of it, it's like the Clone Wars for Tron. I'm like, sign me the fuck up. That's all he had to say. I'm a big Clone Wars fan. It's definitely my favorite Star Wars content.
Okay.
I think when you guys did a constellation topic on Star Wars, I was really upset nobody like came to bat for the animated stuff.
Oh, I mean,
Especially
I've
Dagan.
seen Clone Wars.
Yeah,
I've
in
seen
full?
all Clone Wars. Yeah, I've seen all of it, and like the original animate like cartoon one as well.
Yeah, the
which I like
Jandy
more.
Tartatovsky one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Clone Wars is fine. I think there's some really high highs, but there's some boring lows. In
I
that
would
show, in
agree.
my
For
opinion.
sure.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, it's like inevitable with a show like that. It's got 24 episodes in a season. Like there's gonna be some shit. You know, it's
There's just too much in my opinion, but there's some good stuff in it for sure.
Yeah. So Tron Uprising is sort of like a Clone Wars like show where it's in between the events, like where Tron gets killed. Spoilers. He doesn't die in Legacy, and then like the beginning of Legacy. So it follows like this resistance movement that's going on by Tron. So Tron's in it. And he's basically like teaming up with like programs who are trying to fight against Clue, and like he gives his suit to another program, so he becomes Tron. So the idea is like everyone knows Tron's dead. Tron's really famous. And basically it's like, oh, like Tron's back, and it's like they don't really know if it's Tron or not. So like they have this like tagline called Tron Lives. It's really cool. You're seeing like a lot of like the grid and the world and the other characters, like in Legacy and in the original Tron, like there just isn't time for that. So it's really cool that they're exploring like this vaster world of like the programs and the cities within the grid. And it's not just one city. And, you know, there's people who are like normal programs, mechanics, and like doing jobs. It's very interesting. Very good voice cast too.
Cool.
I highly recommend.
Always
it.
love some lore expansion for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The animation style's sick too.
It reminds me of that Green Lantern animated series that they did like only a season of for like a while ago.
It's a little less 3D than that.
Oh,
but
interesting.
It's still
Okay.
like 3D. It's again, it's like I don't even know how to explain it.
I feel like they really liked these kind of 3D kind of styles because they could really easily, you know, you make an asset and then you just animate it like it's a freaking like a 3D asset every time. So you just have it. So, you know, that's really cool. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Last thing, you know what's coming, Trio. Been watching the HBO show Task on HBO. So, Brad, this is very relevant to this podcast because Task was written by somebody from our area and was filmed here and is about Delaware County and
really?
like the greater
Interesting.
Philadelphia area. Yeah,
Delaware County's making it big. What can we say?
yeah. So I'm like, so he did a show before. His name's Brad Inglesby. He did a show on HBO called Mayor of Easttown that was very popular. It's basically a whodunit. About a detective played by Kate Winslet. And, you know, the show is about her solving this crime. Task is like a similar kind of show, except you're seeing like this task force going after the bad guy and the bad guys. So you're seeing like both perspectives. So it's the same thing, but different. But yeah, it was filmed in our area. It's got a lot of people doing accents that we don't have. The best example I could give you of a Delaware County accent is to go watch Tina Fey on SNL do it.
Yeah.
She's from here as well, and she does a pretty mean one.
She does it on like their what the Tonight Show thing or what, not the Tonight Show, but their,
SNL.
Yeah.
So like, you know what Wawa is?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Okay,
I've
so
never seen one, but yes.
there's a lot of
mythical.
references to Wawa and things in our town. Like I some of the locations are like a few streets down from me. Like they're talking about towns in our area. It's pretty damn cool. So
that
It is
cool,
funny
yes.
because we are just such a
so
weird
it's a
little
bit
small
out of
place,
like our
too.
wheelhouse of what we would review on the podcast, but I'm like, Trio, we gotta fucking review this, man. It's about where we live. Like,
Yeah, it's your hometown.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
turf.
He's been really trying to get me there. Maybe I don't know. I haven't. How many episodes in is it?
5 this week.
How many episodes does it have total?
I think like 7 or 8.
Ooh, that's a big catch up. See, that's the other thing with these shows. When we review them, they're big. They're much. I don't know. I guess video games are more of a time investment, but it doesn't feel as harsh of an investment where I have to like watch 8 hours of shows in a row.
Because it's like
Right.
over like 8 weeks.
Right. Yeah. It's weird.
But anyway, I'll throw it over to you. What you got?
No, I haven't, not a ton, honestly, besides what we've talked about. Ghost of Yote, been fantastic. But I'm about, like, I want to say 75% through Silent Hill, and I've been really enjoying that. I feel like I kind of hit a turning point for myself. I was getting I don't know, I think my horror meter is a bit screwed up. I don't think I get as scared anymore, and that's my own, like, I'm I'm
It's your
viewing this
fault?
stuff all
Is
the
that
time.
what
It's
you're
my
saying?
fault. Yeah, it's my fault, and I'm overexposed to it, so I'm not as scared as I was in, like, Silent Hill 2, so that was definitely a big issue for me, at first anyways. Like, tone-wise, it's a beautiful landscape, and, like, this idea of the town being enveloped by these red flowers and all that, I think is very interesting stylistically, but I don't know, I just got to this moment, and I don't want to spoil it too much because I know you're going to get into it. I really do
at some
like the
point.
main character, who I always forget her name, but
Kiniko.
I think it's an interesting psychological story that I'm curious to see where it ends up. So I think it does lock you into one ending in the beginning, and then there's multiple as you go through. I'm curious to see how those end up. Brad, you said you finished it?
Yeah, just one run through of
Gotcha.
it.
How long did it end up taking you?
I'm trying to remember, like 10 hours maybe,
Okay.
close to that.
Yeah, because I'm saying, and I know PlayStation's wrong about this stuff all the time, that little meter, it's saying I'm at like 45%. And I'm like, there's no way. I'm like 9 hours in. I don't think that there's any way that I'm only like halfway
Oh,
through.
is it that short?
I think it's like 10, 12 hours at most, like depending on
Yeah.
what you do.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? I
Yes.
thought it was like more like 20.
No, yeah, because, they want you to replay and all that stuff.
Yeah,
with the
I know,
multiple
yeah,
endings and all that good
I know
jazz.
a lot about it, but like, I don't have the context for it, so
For
it
sure.
means nothing to me. And I mean, not that I'll forget some of the points, but like when I roll around to it, I'm like, I'm not spoiled. Like I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Sure.
Yeah. I know about
Yeah.
some things that I've seen screenshots of or gameplay, but
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm not super hot on the super heavy combat element of it either. I just think that the enemy types get a little repetitive by the end, and I don't know, maybe it's gonna switch up a little bit, but I feel like I'm really facing this one huge monster a lot that just spits out all the other like smaller monsters. I don't know. I'm really curious
so
to
a
see where it
similar
goes.
problem to Resident Evil 7.
Really? Oh well, yeah. I mean, they're all just
There's like
mud people
two
in that,
kind of
right?
molded.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
all. That's
Two enemies,
definitely
yeah.
a major issue there. But I think that's my big gripe with it so
I just
far.
recently played through that, and I was like, I didn't get bored of them, but I really questioned them. Like, what was the thought behind that?
What? That
Why
like, they
have
just went
like
molded?
two? I mean, I know there's the pursuers, but they don't really
Simplify it.
count. I'm like, just 2 enemy types? 3 actually?
I
Like,
mean, they
that's
were
it?
getting back into things, I guess, and starting the series kind of back up in a big way. Maybe they just wanted to make it, simple. I don't know, but
Yeah, that's my thinking probably. Keep
Yeah.
it really focused, I guess.
I just think that, but for Silent Hill F, it's just, I don't know if I really like the super combat heavy approach. And I don't think it was an issue as much in 2 for me because obviously the combat isn't a focus of that game. You can run by some enemies, but you're mostly dealing with those mannequin ladies. But yeah, overall, I'm really enjoying Silent Hill F. I'm curious to see where it ends up. It's definitely heavy on the psychological aspect in the way of like, I'm still a little confused about what's going on exactly. I don't know if you felt that way at all, Brad.
That's the Silent Hill game.
Cool. Okay. Then I'm doing
a lot
it
of
right.
stuff you're complaining about is funny because that's a Silent Hill game. I'm not saying that's
No,
that's
actually that's good to
correct
know.
or anything like that, but when you're like enemy right, I'm like, oh yeah, Silent Hill. Yeah, it sounds like Silent Hill to me.
And I don't know
Yeah.
why I didn't feel like it as heavily as in Silent Hill 2 for some reason. I don't know. Maybe that was just that I felt like I was moving through the environment at more of a clip. I really don't understand why I didn't feel like it was as much of an issue. But yeah, no, I'm really loving it so far. I can't wait to get through my second playthrough. I don't think I'm going to pick it up right away, though, again.
Right.
But we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, that kind of sucks that I know Dustin was talking about that. I think he finished it and he wasn't going to go back to it. It kind of sucks that like that's kind of a requirement to like play it again to like get the fuller picture. Like from what I understand, it seems like it's like required. Maybe I'm wrong by saying
if you want the full picture, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say it's like Nier. You need to replay Nier multiple times to get
Yeah.
kind of the full outlook of the game. It's kind of like that.
Gotcha. That's good to know. Yeah, Nier, that's a a game I'm very unfamiliar with. I think I
Yeah,
tried to play it once.
I
on
know
Game
a lot
Pass,
about
and
Nier.
then-
I've never played it.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
other than Silent Hill, I've been playing a lot of Dying Light: The Beast, actually. And that was a really kind of big surprise for me. I like Dying Light 1. I love Dying Light 1. I thought Dying Light 2 was pretty good, but The Beast is really kind of illuminating a lot of things that I didn't realize were not so great about 2. And I don't know, they've really lent back into the horror aspects of it, and night feels scary as hell. Genuinely, you really have to kind of plan your kind of route about where you want to go. You can't use a car. The driving is surprisingly good. I actually wasn't expecting it to be as tight as it is, but have you been playing it at all, Brad?
I haven't played it at all. I mean, I played some of it in the summer, like a preview event, but
Sure.
I haven't like played the retail game of it.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, so far it's been really fun. I think that they're kind of leaning into like the B action movie kind of storyline of it. They're not taking itself too seriously.
Was it ever?
It felt like they were kind of taking themselves a bit more seriously in the last game, especially. I don't know. I can't really quantify that.
Was that
anyway.
the one Rosario Dawson was in?
Probably. I want to say yes.
Yeah.
But you know, you have like this bad guy you're going after. He's named the Baron. He's doing all these experiments on people, and you escape these experiments, and you have to go take your revenge. And you know, it's good. They use actually third person camera views in this too, which I thought was funny for the cutscenes.
Okay.
It used to always be from first person.
Okay.
So I thought that was like an interesting kind of idea because they really want you to focus on Kyle Crane, I guess. Who, to be honest, I didn't think that was like a super interesting character from the first game. He didn't really stick with me. That's not what I remember. But they made me care about him more than I would have expected. So I would definitely recommend picking up the Beast. I think if you enjoyed especially the first game, it's a lot of fun. And then otherwise, I did finish Chronos: The New Dawn, and I'm just gonna keep harping on this game. Gooch, please play it. Brad, I don't know if you've played it. If you haven't, I would. say
I haven't
definitely
played
play
it yet. I would like to.
I
but
will.
I haven't gotten to it yet.
No,
I'll
it's
get around
really
to it in like
good.
5 years.
I think no, for sure.
It's on the backlog.
I got to give Blooper or Blue. Is it Blooper or Blooper?
Blooper.
Right.
Like boob with an L.
Right. I'll give them a lot of credit. I didn't know where it was going to go, but it's definitely super psychological, similarly to Silent Hill. I'm still kind of like really grasping the whole story. I want to get back into it and replay it. I do think that the world gets a bit repetitive by the end. You know, there's kind of broken down buildings, a lot of grays and browns, and I would have liked a bit more color, but I guess it does make those other environments stand out a lot when you get to some of the brighter areas, I guess, for lack of a better term. But I can't recommend it enough. I think the design on, you know, the Traveler suit too is really cool. It's just like very Geiger-esque. Gameplay wise, the merging of enemies, I wouldn't have expected to be as interesting as it is. You really kind of have to.
So enemies will come together to
So
form
once you
something
kill,
else?
so once you kill enemies, they lay on the ground and they're like enveloped in like these tentacles, and the living enemies can then go and absorb them, and that makes them stronger, and that makes you have to really kind of, you know, think about where you drop enemies. You have a flamethrower that you can burn bodies with,
Yeah, that's what I
which
was
is
gonna ask.
very key. There's a lot of, you know, exploding canisters around the map that you can bring in and out with this like time traveling ability. It's really cool. I gotta say, I can't recommend it enough. I think Blooper has really earned my trust back, or not back, or just in general, after Silent Hill 2 and this. So I can't wait to see what they do. But that's really it for me. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, so let's jump into why we're here. Our topic at hand. This notion of that there are too many games. Is this okay? I don't know. It's a big topic. I think it can go in a lot of different directions. And sort of when I was planning this, or how I've been thinking about it for the last while, I was like, I feel like if I made like an outline of like points I wanted to hit, it would like really narrow the conversation where I just kind of want it to be open. So that was sort of my approach about it. But let me pitch it, sort of where this idea came from, or like where I first heard of it, which was from Colin, ironically. And I think it was in like 2022. It was like December. It was a cold winter day. No. I think like we were getting to the end of the year, and I've kind of been feeling this, and Colin like had mentioned like there's like too many games, and I like I don't think said much more than that. And I was really thinking about it. Because I feel like since COVID, we have just been inundated with a lot of releases all throughout the year, all the time. Like I know we kind of say like, oh, nothing's been coming out, but like we always have something to play, right? There's always something from our backlog that we can play. There's always a gap, right? We were just talking about a few. Never played Nier. I've never played Yakuza. I've never played the Trail series. I know you've been talking about that. I haven't played Chronos. I haven't played a lot of Bluebirds games. I haven't played a lot of Silent Hill. I don't need more games. Like there's just shit I could go back on. And I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. Is it a good thing there's a lot of indie games coming out and there's a lot of smaller titles that you're probably never going to play, never going to hear about? Is it, I know, Brad, you guys talk about this all the time, or at least Colin does on Sacred, like, you know, the slop on the PlayStation Store. Obviously, like, that's not good, but like that's adding to it, right? Like that's more games. The AAA games just seem to be more numerous. There's more indie games. Is Silk Song and even an indie game? It certainly doesn't feel like it. So like, yeah, it's this idea of like, is it good that we have so many video games? It's like, it's a good and a bad problem to have, but I'm leaning toward it being a bad problem. And yeah, what do you think, Brad? Like, let's just jump off somewhere. Let's go.
I think it's good and bad. And there's a couple of reasons of why I think so. So a good reason I think is because there's more variety than ever. So if you're into certain games, you can find something that appeals to you. The days of waiting months or having dry times for games like I remember when I was younger, those are kind of over, which is cool. But at the same time, a lot of stuff gets forgotten and kind of overlooked very quickly. Like a lot of games, I think Colin said this and I agree. He was like, he said Chronos would have been like a bigger game if it came out years ago, just the sense that there was less stuff coming out. Like Chronos came out, people played it for like, I don't know, talked about it for a week and that was it kind of thing. And that's what you get with a lot of games nowadays. It's rare that a game stays in the
zeitgeist.
The zeitgeist, as people would say, for a long period of time. Of course, there's like breakout examples like Elden Ring and Expedition 33 people still talk about and stuff like that. There are cases of that, but a lot gets left on the chopping block and does not get played by a lot of people, which sucks, and then they get completely ignored. But I also like that there's so much variety and things to choose from gaming. Like, there's a lot of great stuff. And if I wasn't covering games for my job, I wouldn't mind it so much because I would just play whatever the hell I felt like playing. I wouldn't have to worry about keeping up with releases. Like, I would be fine with just fucking playing Tactics for the rest of the year or something like that. That'd be totally cool with me. Yeah. So it's hard for me to relate to like most common people, I guess, out there who don't do it for their job. So I'm interested to hear what you guys like. Obviously, you guys do a podcast, all that kind of stuff, but I don't know. Like, what do you guys think? How do you handle it? Do you guys feel like pressured outside of wanting to talk about games? Do you feel pressured to play it for any other reason?
You know, it's funny you say that. I really feel like over the years I've become less pressured. Like back in the day, I don't know, if I had chosen a game that I wanted to get and it's coming out, no matter what, I'm probably going to pick it up. But now I really do find myself kind of being a bit more picky and choosy about where I want to spend my time, especially now that I have less of it. I mean, I'm going to be 30 next month.
Yeah, I think we're
I have
all
full-time,
in our 30s.
Yeah, I have a full-time job. So, I want to just choose what really I feel like I'm getting the most value out of. And like with Borderlands, if I don't feel like I'm getting the value out of that, I'm going to return that shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't feel as much pressure, especially now, since I feel like we've gotten to the point, especially with this, where it's like, you know what, if we don't want to talk about it, we're not going to talk about it. Or if one of us just wants to play it, one of us will play it, and then we'll come and do a review of it. But yeah, I do feel like it's nice to have the variety, like you're saying, because I do get to just pick and choose. I just get to be like, all right, I want to play Dying Light. But there is something to the effect of, man, I want to get it done so I have time to play the other thing. And that's a feeling I don't like. And I'm trying to counteract that.
Yeah, that happens all the time for me.
Yeah.
Constantly like 4 or 5 games on my plate. It's not a good habit. For me, yeah, do I feel pressured? Not, like, yes and no. Not because of the podcast. I mean, I try to be a pretty informed person. Like, for example, Brad, I'm probably a very 1% of like Punching Up. I have never owned a Nintendo console in my life. And I listen to Punching Up. I like, it's important for me to like know what's going on even in the games I'm not playing. Sure. Even if I didn't do the podcast, I like want to be well-rounded, let's say.
Sure.
So I don't think I hit it when I was talking about Yote, but I didn't watch that direct for Yote. I didn't watch any trailers, and it's because I wasn't excited for it. I'm like, I don't really care. But here's the thing, Brad. I don't want to miss out on the conversation. It's a PlayStation first party. I gotta get it, right? I have to.
No, yeah.
And I did. And I'm actually like having a good time with it, which is great. So it's kind of, going against not my expectations, but I guess my lack thereof expectations. But yeah, like some games I kind of wrote off before they even come out, like Silent Hill. I've only played 2 remake. I know a lot about Silent Hill. But I've never played these games. I would not call myself a fan. So for F, it's funny. This is relevant. This is a sort of side topic. We've been talking about this idea of like Asia slop. I think even before Colin was talking about it on Sacred, and I just heard him use that term the other day. I'm like, that's so fucking funny because we were just talking about that. But there's a lot of games with like, either anime characters or like Sekiro kind of like games or
like
Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah. So like taking like the Asian setting and doing something with it, but there's like tons of those games now, right? So Yote, I was kind of like, yeah, like I don't really.
It's another third-person action game set in like a Japanese or Chinese setting. Yeah,
right.
no, it's yeah.
So from that perspective, I was just like, yeah, I guess but I gotta play it. I guess like I feel this like importance. Like same thing with like, not that we're big Marvel fans, but like Spider-Man 2 comes out, I gotta get that launch. I gotta play it. But yeah, there are these other games that I just feel don't like. There isn't a need, like Silent Hill F, where I use that exact same reasoning against Silent Hill F. It's like, yeah, like I'm not really interested in the setting. Writing it off. I'm sure I'll love it. I'm sure it's a great game. Writing it off. Like it's just kind of like this pick and choose. Do I feel this urgency to play Tactics? No, it's a remaster. Remasters fall in this weird category of like, it's a game you've played, or it's a game that's probably gonna like, again, be around for a week. Wow, we love Tactics, right? Or like, something like that, and then it's gone. It like, whereas Yote is probably gonna stick around for a little bit while. So sometimes there's really no rhyme or reason to why I do things, but what I don't do, Brad, and I'm sure you do, and I know Trio does, I don't get a game and play it for 1 hour and stop. There's a commitment level that is really rare with me. That is very stupid. But like, I get a game, I'm gonna finish it, and I'm gonna get all the achievements in it at some point.
Right.
An example of that's really not me in my bag. I never finished Stalker 2. I don't know when I'm going back to that. I will.
Right.
But like, yeah, other games came out. I got to play other things, and like Stalker 2 wasn't. I like it. Also, it was kind of bugged, as you know. So like, it wasn't really working as intended. So I kind of was like, all right, I'll just let it fall to the wayside. Yeah. So like, I buy a lot of games. I finish everything I play. So I feel like for me, it's even a more of a commitment. Like, but I'm getting my money's worth. I never feel like I wasted my money.
Sure.
So I feel like that's an aspect too. Are you like buying games and then like, could you name 5 games right now that you bought that you put 2 hours into that you like thought was a waste of time? You don't really need to answer that, but if that's relevant, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, and I feel like a big portion of it too, like that drives me to buy a game or not is obviously the publisher, but like even it being like a first party PlayStation Studios game, like I know that's going to be probably fantastic. So that's going to be one I'm definitely going to buy as it comes out. But there are certain things like when Callisto Protocol came out way back, obviously I was seeing the reviews for that and I'm like, you know what? I'll wait until that's $15 or something. So I do think there is something to the choice aspect, especially when you are doing it in a more hobby nature, that we get to like, sift through all the good stuff and just ignore the bad stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I'm curious about like, why do you 100% every game you play? Do you feel like you have to see every square inch of it or something?
It's funny. I don't even think I've ever actually
sounds like a
asked
question
that.
my therapist would ask me. It's a good, honestly,
Like,
it's
how
a
did it
good,
start?
It's a good fucking question. I don't know. Why do I feel the need? Well, so let me kind of twist your question and we can kind of come back to it. I feel like in 100% in games, I feel like I see more of this game than most people. And I feel like a game, when you're playing it that much for that long in the ways achievement hunting kind of requires, you really know if the game is good or not. Like I was talking about Doom Eternal last night to my cousin, and I like Doom Eternal, but on the second playthrough, I was like, this game kind of sucks. I'm not really enjoying the second playthrough. I don't know why. All of a sudden, I'm just like, this is kind of boring. But I love Doom 2016. I played that like 2 or 3 times. I never had that feeling there. And same with Dark Ages. I mean, I only played that once, but you know, the completion was pretty easy.
Right.
Yeah, I don't really know why I have to do that. It sounds like it's probably like some OCD or some bullshit, but like I've never been diagnosed with anything like that. But yeah, it's a question I don't really think I have an answer to, but I feel like I have to do. It's very strange. And I wish I could answer you more confidently. I wish I could kind of just casually put down a game and not give a shit. Like I just can't do that.
You just love games too much. No, I get it is interesting because it's funny. I've never even asked him this, Brad, and I don't know why I haven't. That's just never even crossed my mind. It's just how you've always been. So it's just it's just that's it.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
funny.
I think once Xbox came along, I got my 360 and achievements were like really appealed to me. I was like, this is so cool. And
There
I'm
wasn't
I
like
gotta get 'em
a,
all.
like a, I
Yes.
couldn't get another game aspect to it at all. Or like you were like because I feel like there's one thing where you get a game when you're younger and you're like, I'm gonna play the shit out of this because I can't get another game for 8 months.
Right.
So it
I
wasn't
don't
that?
think
yeah.
so.
Well,
No.
interesting.
No. But yeah, I mean, in doing that, you get your money's worth and you see a lot
Absolutely.
of the game and like, yeah. Back to when I made that point, but yeah, Brad.
Do you get burnt out though if you try to 100% everything you play?
Yeah. So, Octopath Traveler, I feel like is a victim of me burning out. So I first played it like when it came to Xbox, since I don't have a Switch. And I played it and it took me a while to finish. And then like Octopath 2 came out like not really like almost, I would say, a year and a half later, and I was like, oh my fucking God. Like I gotta play like the same game again. And it took even longer. And I was so miffed about the whole thing. But I like it, but I'm just like, this was way too soon. And honestly, I'm having the same thing with this new Octopath coming out. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. It hasn't been long enough. And yeah, so like I'll switch up genres and stuff like that. Like I was saying earlier, I've been playing the Resident Evil series for like 5 years. So I'm not just like blitzing through them. Playing it, getting all the achievements, and then maybe taking a break. Or like some of them are easier than others, and I'll kind of jump in right away. But I'm like, no, I kind of need a break. Yeah.
So wait, when you play a game for the first time, do you use like a guide the whole way through, or do you play one blind then use a guide or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny. I thought you did use a guide on the first ones through. Maybe I don't know why.
No,
that's cool. Okay,
I sometimes like some games I'll look at achievement lists. I'm like, like what should I be looking out for?
Right.
Maybe there's a weapon I need to be using to get something, but I won't like, let's go. Like I'm not a all collectibles on the first playthrough kind of person. I want to experience the game blind too. I'm not like totally ruining it for myself. Like Colin seems to with some of his stuff, which I do find is, again, kind of ridiculous myself. I'm like, yeah, like that kind of ruins the point. Like, don't you want to go through it once, like, and just kind of like, experience
optimization? It's the king. Yeah, no,
yeah.
that's
but
fine.
I hear you. There's nothing like, I mean, with older games. So like going into Resident Evil 7, I like looked at the trophies and I'm like, what can I expect here? Give me a barometer of how much time this is going to take me. Okay.
That makes sense.
But because, like Yakuza games, I know the 100%, I mean, I know they're kind of long and there's a lot of them and the 100% are pretty crazy. And that kind of turns me off in the series because I know the commitment level I need to have. I'm just not ready to commit.
You just got to let go. You just got to let go of that 100%.
Brad, I've been telling him this for years on end now. I'm like, he's like, man, I gotta go in and I gotta get this achievement. I'm like,
okay, you can let go.
You don't have to do it. Just let it go. Yeah. Well, and I remember, it's funny, when Dishonored 2 came out, it's one of my favorite games of all time. Gooch was not a big fan. And I remember he's like, I'm playing on like the hardest difficulty to get the achievement on the first run. I'm like, well, yeah, that's gonna do something to you on, especially in a stealth game.
I was also doing the no alarms.
Yeah, you
no
were
kills.
going for some crazy stuff. Yeah, so as you can see, Gooch has his achievements to dictate which games that he's going to get. No. But yeah, I do think like there is an interesting conversation too to be had, I guess, around who the culprit is here, because it's like, and I say culprit in quotes because like what is a video game company going to do? Stop making video games? Obviously, that's not
Right.
going to
We know
happen.
that's not going to happen. Yeah.
But I do think that there is something to even just the way dev times have kind of affected things in the way of like things kind of I feel like shotgun out at a certain point too. I don't know. Do you guys feel like Ghost of Tsushima should have taken as long as it did, like from what we've seen so far?
Yotei or Tsushima?
Yotei. Like it just feels like we used to. And again, this was at a different time. Games were developed at a much different clip. But like when you get a game that feels this similar to me, coming out so many years later, I'm kind of surprised. I felt even kind of similarly to Death Stranding 2 in the way of like, not that you can't reuse assets and that you have to do that. I totally get that to a degree, but how much of that game already seemed to exist when you need to just create almost maybe, I don't know, landscapes and stuff. And again, I'm speaking to this from a very non-technical point of view. I don't know. I just think that there might be a question to be had there about dev times and stuff like that, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
Brad, go for it.
I mean, I think dev times, yeah, for sure, not optimal in most cases. Some have gotten pretty good at it. Like Square seems to be doing pretty well with the Final Fantasy VII Remake games now. The speed they're coming out for how big those games are, like they're already talking about 3 and how well development's going. So that's really good. But with things like Ghost, I don't know, because Ghost had DLC, 2 DLCs, the multiplayer and
Iki
That's
Island.
true.
Iki Island, and that came out a year later, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure they were working on part 2 or whatever then, but like it's hard for me to say because I'm not a dev, but like a lot of games I love, I'm used to waiting like close to a decade for. So
That's fair.
that's just kind of where I've been at. And I'm like, okay, this is just business as usual, I suppose. And when you have such huge studios and all the people you have to go through on those.
And I guess
think it
when you
just
have
slows it
so
down
many
a lot.
games, you have a lot to play. It's not like, I think Kingdom Hearts 3 is a easy example to pull from, especially for me. I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan. Waiting for that game, it's like I waited my whole fucking life for Kingdom Hearts 3. But it was only like 13 years, which now seems like kind of a lot of games take like 10 years to make. For some reason,
Especially like the triple A, if you will.
Yeah, where it seemed like Kingdom Hearts seemed to be in this like mystical kind of area of like, this is the only, why is this taking so long? And it's same with other Final Fantasy games, 13 and Versus 13, which became 15. Like Square back in the day just seemed to be taking fucking forever, but they were the only ones who were taking that long. Everyone else seemed to be, Sly 1, 2, and 3 kind of came out all within like a pretty moderate span.
Right.
I don't remember the dates for everything, but like it wasn't within 8 years. It was probably more within like 3 to 4 to 5 or something like that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, but you made a point. It's just like things have changed. And I brought up indies earlier because I feel like indies are also contributing to the problems. It's great that like Joe Schmo can go make his game and like kind of get somewhere with it, but like it just adds a bunch of, and like no offense to those games, a bunch of slop, not shit, but just there's like like 13 times more games because some Balatro, one guy made a game and it's like now like is that guy like a AAA dev because his game is like Game of the Year winner? It's like
it's an interesting point.
Like is Supergiant an indie studio anymore?
Yeah, I'd say so still. They don't have they're not owned by a publisher or anything like that.
Yeah, but like I guess like
they publish their own games, don't they too? Yeah, I think they do.
I think so.
I think the problem with me there is like their caliber of game is AAA quality.
But you'd say like that's
and
an
making
interesting conversation, I guess.
probably making AAA money too.
Like when you say a AAA game, I guess Balatro is there, but I don't think like a Balatro type doesn't pop into my brain when you're like think of a AAA game.
I know, but like I guess.
And of course, like it is, like it's a quality game. Obviously,
there's a point where its fame, kind of like usurps its indiness,
and like I guess what you're saying, in the consciousness in a way, yeah.
So it's hard for me to discern, like I think a Supergiant, and I don't think indie, even though
they are.
You're right, Brad. They are, but like it's hard.
Technically, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Indie's
it's hard to
a weird term to define already. It's an exhausting term. It's people just argue constantly what it is and what it means.
Yeah, and every
Most
year
people
at the
just
Game
assume
Awards,
it's a vibe now. That's
Right.
what people kind of label it as.
I think that's what I'm saying. It is kind of a vibe.
Yeah.
Like I just,
You look at it,
but yeah,
and it's
every
like,
year at the Game Awards, it's like, is this an indie dev? Like, you know, like what is an indie dev?
Well, it's true. I mean,
I don't think it was last year when that I forget what studio. Maybe you remember, Brad. There was one studio that wasn't indie, but they put them in
it was
indie.
it was like 2K or something, a subsidiary owned by 2K, I think.
Right.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Was it like Ollie Ollie World 2 maybe or something like that?
I don't know.
Something along those lines.
But yeah, and it's just like now we have to find what an indie game is and is an industry.
It's true. It's funny. Like if you showed me, I don't know, Pentiment, obviously that's not made by an indie developer, but like that feels like an indie, like what you would classify as an indie game, just in the way of how it's presented. But it obviously isn't. Yeah, I don't know. And I think a lot of it does come back to, and I mean, you know, I've heard Colin talk about this a ton, and I totally agree when it comes to just these platforms that allow so many games to flow onto their platforms and just have really no checks in place. I really think that just causes more heaps on the pile, more slop on the pile, like you're saying. And I think those are that's where you run into more of your issues than even just like you're just smattering of like indie games that are, you know, actually trying to do things. And there was something I saw online the other day, and this is obviously only going to be an issue in PC, and it's a bit of a tangent, but like someone downloaded malware off of Steam, like it was as a game, it was presented as a game, but then like it took stuff. That's a totally separate thing. But yeah, I don't know. I think that these platforms just have to do a majorly better job of just sifting through these, and you know, I don't really necessarily know how you do that. Do you think that there's any real way to do that, Brad?
I don't know. They just need to hire more people to curate it, I suppose, and not just let anyone in super easily. There needs to be like some quality standard, like the old Nintendo seal of quality kind of thing they used to do back in the day. But I don't know. Very least, the games need to work or not be just like AI generated completely and stuff like that.
Right.
Because a lot of that is still on there.
Yeah. Let me pose this. Do we think like the games industry as a whole could this is such a crazy idea, work together to not drop all their games at the same time? Because in the long run, it benefits everybody. If games are staggered out so that you kind of obviously it's not going to work 100% perfectly, but there is kind of this perfect system, very Tron of me, perfect system. There's this perfect idea, this perfect system that games are really staggered out. So nothing is just on top of each other, and you have enough time behind and in front to play something enough and then put it down and then move on to the next thing. It's there's no way this would ever happen, but does that?
No, there's way too much for that to even happen. There's way too much content.
But does it sound like a good idea?
I mean, I guess it would be if they all shook hands somehow and were like, no, we'll let you have that window completely to yourself. Even though it's probably one of the best times of the year to release a game or something like that, where everyone would want to release their game.
Yeah.
But I mean, the closest you're going to get is people avoiding games, like avoiding GTA 6, or some people avoiding Silk Song and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, and even
but they're never gonna probably as an industry do that. There's just way too much stuff out there.
Phil Spencer, Reggie, and who came out for PlayStation?
There's two now.
Was it
Sean Layden?
Yeah, they're not gonna come out on stage and sit at a table and
Well, I mean, what you're saying might work for, I guess, some of the bigger ones if they really want to be nice to each other and communicate. But again, like Brad said, I think it just comes down to avoiding. You're just all right, I'm waiting for these huge, super massive ones to drop and give their timeline, so that way we can avoid their timeline.
And then you have companies like EA, who we all know of is it Titanfall 2 and Battlefield 1? Was that? Yeah, those came out, and Titanfall 2 died because of that. And then Square in I think it was 2023 or 2024, they released 7 titles within 2 months that all appealed to the same audience. It's what are we doing? It was the same year Valkyria Chronicle, or
that's right.
Yeah, that year, that area, and I'm just what the fuck are they doing? Why? No wonder you're not meeting sales expectations. You're cannibalizing yourself, and it's what are we doing? And it's why would you want to release all those games on top of each other that appeal to the same audience, because they're not going to play them all?
I don't know. It seems like a pretty
crazy.
obvious business decision to make. Wasn't there a story recently? I think it was the Hell Is Us director talked about Silk Song dropping and being like, that was kind of uncool or something along those lines. Like, or it was like, I can't remember.
So.
But I could see, you know, being those, especially smaller devs, like just trying to dance around all these releases. Yeah, that's going to be hell. Like, it's not going to be a good time. And then you can only push back so much when you need to release the game and make money off it. So I don't know. I think the scheduling thing is a major component to it. And I think Brad said earlier, like, there's no downtime. There used to be the summertime. You'd have this time off where you could kind of catch up. But now it's just February. KCD came out this year. And that's another game that I feel like is going to be just buried. And I'm very sad to see it.
I feel like everything's going to get buried this year.
Like
come
I don't
on.
know. And again, that gets back to the recognition thing. Like, that is Kingdom Come is absolutely my game of the year. And I feel like I'm surprised it's not talked about as much. But,
I'm
you know,
it's come to that time. It's going to be so fucking difficult.
Yeah, no, it's just unfortunate because you do just get these gems kind of buried, especially at the beginning of the year. And maybe that was the thought process back in the day. You know, you wanted to stay near the holiday. People the gaming, you know, conscious wasn't the same way back then. I don't know. I'm sure people would have bought stuff back then in that time, and they just for some reason were just like, nah, we don't feel like it.
Oh, what, like
during the summertime,
Q1, Q2,
right? Yeah,
right. I mean, Witcher 3 famously dropped during the dead time of game year, and I think it was like the only thing to come out for months.
That's
and
right.
I feel like that helped it succeed. That there was nothing else before it or around it. Like, I could be wrong. There were probably a few titles, but like Witcher 3 dominated that summer of 2016 or wherever it was, 15. Like, I remember it vividly. I'm like, there was nothing else. All we were talking about was The Witcher 3. That was it. You know?
Yeah, you're just not going to have that space anymore.
Even like a game like Death Stranding 2, which is probably going to be my game of the year. It's even though I like KCD 2 and some of the other games that have come out this year.
I couldn't tell by your shirt.
Oh, yeah, true. I actually totally forgot I was wearing a Death Stranding shirt. Yeah. What do I like Death Stranding?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like even that game, like stayed. It's a Kojima game. I guess it's kind of hard to not stay in the conversation. But I was so happy. I'm like, good. Everyone loves it. It's not like Death Stranding 1 where like it was divisive. Like, people are getting it. Like, yeah, game of the year. It's coming. Kojima's gonna get it.
It's such a.
I'm gonna be real upset if Death Stranding 2 doesn't win game of the year.
It probably won't.
I was gonna say.
Sorry
I think
to say.
you should get yourself ready for upsetment, if that's even a word.
The fact that Sekiro won in 2019 was fucking bonkers. Bonkers.
I don't know, man. Everyone loves Sekiro.
But this year, it's like it is really everyone's game, and there's a lot of good games, and you can't play them all. Well, like we were just talking about at the beginning of the conversation. It's like there's these holes. Like you're just not, you know, naturally not going to get one of them. I don't know anyone who's gotten all of them.
But then conversely, I also think that there's this weird thing that, like, I don't know. I see this conversation online, Brad. I don't know. Maybe you see it too, or just in general, where people are like, this generation has sucked. Like, you know, there's no games, and like we got nothing. And I'm like, fair, I guess, on the first party stuff to a degree. But like, are you kidding me? Like, there has been so much all year round, and I don't know. And that comes back. We did a topic last month where it was like everything you love is actually terrible was the name of it, and it's just like I feel like there is this overwhelming sense of negativity that also contributes to it that I don't really get. But I don't know. Do you feel like you see that as well?
Oh, negativity in the space, like or
just
like
I guess even that idea that like nothing real this generation has been crap.
Yeah, we make fun of that all the time on our shows. Yeah, I think that's a ridiculous statement. There's so much good shit out in video games. Like even right now in this past month, there's been so many good games that have come out. I just think these people don't play enough games or they don't bother to look. So
yeah,
there's amazing games out there.
Well, it's even funny because I even just bring that up too because like my one buddy at work. He plays games a good bit, but like I definitely don't think he's as like into it as we are, like paying attention. He was like, "Yeah, this generation has sucked." I'm just like, I just don't think like
You're not. Yeah, you're like Brad just said. Yeah, he's not playing.
He's just
games.
not playing the one. So I don't know. I think that's interesting, but I don't know. I definitely think the idea that we have all of these choices is a huge plus, though, and just I don't know. Maybe just people aren't finding them. Then that's the reason. So much.
I think it's like you said earlier, kind of like if you're into Naughty Dog games like that style or whatever, you're waiting for Naughty Dog. Yeah, it probably sucks for you because they haven't put out a single game this like entire generation. So I get that. Because in like PS3, you had 3 Uncharted games and The Last of Us,
right,
and stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff they're expecting. It's like, yeah, kind of sucks for you on that front.
Right.
But if you look outside that, there's so much good stuff. So much.
It's hard to me to even comprehend a gamer like that. I mean, I know it's the Call of Duty thing is easy to say, the people who only play like Call of Duty and Madden, but
Sure, yeah.
like I really have a hard time like picturing this gamer who plays like only The Last of Us or like only Sony first parties. Like I feel like you're kind of like you're already outside the sphere of like just playing Call of Duty and like Madden, and like wouldn't you be kind of exposed to like some of these other smaller like AA games like Chronos or KCD2? Like, yeah, like it feels like almost impossible. Like how could like it's almost like how are you that
You just
ignorant?
don't believe it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's strange that like there would be this
Well,
person.
A lot of them are probably playing free to play games that you can play for years and not have to worry about, like Fortnite, Call of Duty, Warzone, stuff like that.
That's also contributing to the problem. Apex Legends, a game I played for like 6 or 7 years, you can still play Apex Legends.
That's
it's
true.
still getting like nominated for Game Awards.
Games don't go away.
Yeah, games don't go away like they used to. So like everything is in perpetuity, like Fortnite and Gears 5, and you can still play that, and like it's still popular. And oh yeah, we get a re-release, the third re-release of fucking Gears of War, and let's like I didn't get that. I don't need to play Gears of War 1 again. I don't need that. I don't need the multiplayer suite. It would have been better if you just remaster the first 3 games and put that out. That would have been a better package. But yeah, now we have another game that came out that we've already played. That's like a remaster of a remaster. And again, it's just contributing to this slop. Like, not that it's a bad game or anything, but it's just like, is that what we need? Like, I feel like Gears, especially that series, there's like something else that needs to be there, not another remaster.
I think just Gears was for PlayStation, pretty much.
Yes.
That was the whole thing, because that audience never had it, and getting people in there. For people like us who have played Gears, years ago and stuff like that, not a big deal to us at all. But for people on PlayStation only, yeah, big deal, I guess, to an extent.
Yeah.
And I know I guess you're getting into the idea like you wanted it to be all 3, right, too? Which I think, again, they just want, that comes down to them wanting to bleed as much blood from the stone as they can,
Right, because are they this Marcus Phoenix collection that's been rumored for years, like, is it a thing? Like, it has to be, I feel. Like, why wouldn't it be? Why would they, why would they just release 1? Like, there feels like there's going to be another wave. They're going to include Gears 1 in the Marcus Phoenix collection, and then we have 1, 2, and 3, and then probably no multiplayer suites, which I don't think we don't need multiplayer suites. I don't think, especially for those games. You don't need 3 different multiplayer modes. This isn't like the Master Chief Collection, which essentially kind of made Halo multiplayer more accessible, which I think is good, because those games are, I feel like, in a bit of a different sphere.
Absolutely. I mean,
than Gears in the multiplayer suites. But yeah, I think one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this is because it like legitimately, like, sometimes I sit down, I think you were saying earlier, it's like I'm like stressed out. I got to play all these games. What a fucking like first world problem, man. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I talked to my therapist about it, and I was like, isn't this like insane? Like that I have this like genuine, like I sit there and it's like, fuck, Ghost of Yote is coming out next week. I gotta play that, and it's like, it's almost a hindrance. Like, I feel like something's wrong with me. Like, well, why do I feel that way? Like genuinely, like I'm not even like trying
I think
to
a
be
lot
funny.
of people are like that.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people are like that. So,
Brad, do you ever find
just
yourself
you.
stressing about like having to finish stuff, especially considering it's like for your job?
Yeah, for work. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, I do. If I didn't have work, no, I would be totally fine at going at my own pace.
Right.
Like, if I'm just playing something for myself, then yeah, I don't care at all.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
And-
like listening to Gene talk about like how he had to beat Yote in like 40 hours. I'm like, oh my god, I think I'd want to kill myself if I did that.
Yeah, I'd really be very curious, Brad, too, of like, have you ever found that like you feel like maybe having to speed through some of these games maybe like lessen the experience for you in that way?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And if anyone says otherwise, they're lying to you. 100%. When you're like on the clock, it's definitely a different experience no matter what. This depends on how early you get the game for like a review embargo or something like that. That depends completely. Like, I've gotten really good embargoes where I had like a month, but I've gotten stuff where I have like a week or less. to get through a whole review. So that could be grinding. And yeah, I feel like it's less enjoyable if you have to speed through it.
Right.
Because I know
Yeah.
a lot of people do.
Yeah, like open world games, don't get me wrong, I'm not 100%ing them before I beat it. I like to do most of the content. I think Rebirth is in a very good example of a game where I'm like, I cannot stand the open world. I liked Rebirth in one manner of like the story, but the game structure and like how much extra content there was, Brad, I hated it. I was like, there is way too much going on here. And I'm like, I haven't done story content in like 2 weeks. And I'm like, it just really kind of bothered me.
Are you one of those people where you're like, I have to do every single thing here before I can move on?
Yes.
Okay.
To keep it simple, yes. But like then I realized I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna move on.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
For me, I'm like, if
I
I'm
haven't gone back since I beat it either.
if I'm in love with a game, I'll do that. Where I'll clear the area and then I'll move on. But like if I'm like enjoying myself, no, I'll come back.
Like Borderlands 4, like there's a lot of like goofy collectibles that I'll need for achievements later on, and I'm playing with somebody, and I'm like, we'll fucking come back for that. Like,
Right.
we don't need to do all this shit right now. It's like that's just gonna probably make this experience like worse. It's probably gonna make me feel some kind of negative way about a game that I actually kind of like.
Yeah. It's like, even people think like, well, with The Witcher, everyone loves that game. It's like, I'm not fucking doing every question mark there on that map. You kidding me, dude? That would take me forever before I moved on.
Insane.
So, I'm definitely more so. I will do what I feel like, and if I want to move on, I'll move on. I can always come back later to do that kind of stuff. So,
Gotcha.
I feel bad for people that can't move on.
Yeah, like me.
Gucci, we have a support group for Gucci here every week.
Yeah.
No, that's really great. I did have another question there that just completely went out of my mind. When it comes to, I guess, doing that main content, so when you're reviewing something like that, you'll just kind of go through obviously the main quest and all that good stuff. But then, will you just kind of get a taste of the side stuff as much as you can, and then
I'll
move on?
do as much as I want or as much as time allows. I definitely want to see everything. I'm not always going to 100% the game,
Of course.
or whatever like that. Like you just can't most of the times, but I'll do everything I feel like it's in the game, and I should do enough to have a good grasp on it.
Right.
That's kind of what it is, mostly for me to understand everything and see a wide variety of content that it's offering.
Yeah, the idea of a game that's like 30 to 40 hours, 100% is like it's a sigh of relief sometimes. You're like knowing the game isn't this like again like Rebirth where it's probably like between like 100 and like 150 hours to finish the whole thing, and I'm like thank God, a game that's not going to take me like 7 months to get through. It's like it like honestly again it's kind of relieving. Like a game like Alan Wake where I'm like, yeah, it's mainly a story game. There's some side stuff, but I know I'm not going to be here for 100 hours. I'm going to finish it. I'm going to move on, and it's going to be off my plate. Delta is a game I just played. Game me and Tria played. You didn't play Delta, Brad, right?
No, I mean I've played the original, but yeah, I didn't play
right.
Delta.
Again, it's a remake. Do you really need to play it? Yes, or it's just kind of how you're feeling. I know you just played MGS2 as well. So like getting that game, and it's like, yeah, like this is kind of like eating my time. I know this game. I played this game. Yeah, the remaster's cool. I beat it. I'm not gonna do the Foxhound run right now. I'm gonna put it down. The completionist in me wants to get it done and get it out. And like that, the fact that like that's my mentality sucks. And it's really hard for me to like get over that mindset. Like don't get me wrong, I do it, but there's sometimes like I just want to be done with the game. Like not because it's bad, because it's like it's just kind of looming over me.
I felt that way with Kingdom Come by the end for sure. Like you especially with those 120 hour games.
I beat Kingdom Come and never went back, and I'm like, I know I will go back, but there's other things to play.
Sure.
And the DLC is going to be coming out, and I'll wait for it all to be out, do it all, and kind of have like a, like a post game. And I know there's some like difficult achievements for that. So, like I'm pacing myself appropriately, but like the Foxhound run for Delta is like a few hours. It's like I'm right there. It's not that much longer, but like, yeah, I should just put it aside to make room for, Yote that just came out, or Outer Worlds, or Battlefield 6 that's coming out next week, and It's like, here we go. Multiplayer games are even worse because it's like you're playing with your friends. It's not like, you're not consuming it the same way you're consuming Ghost of Yotei, right? You're playing multiplayer games in a much different way, which is good and a bad thing because you might put 4 hours into Battlefield 6 the first weekend, but then again, you might be just waiting on your friends. And, schedules these days are
good luck,
fucking abysmal.
At our age especially.
Yeah.
Trying to get 4 people together for anything. We've been trying to play this board game for the past month and a half, and just trying to get 2 more people on for that alone is insane. And it's a board game, so that's another notch against it itself. So
yeah,
that's gonna be tough.
It's called Dune Imperium. It's kind of like a deck building game, and we were trying to get a game together this weekend for it, and I was saying to Trey, I'm like, this game's fucking cursed, dude. Like, what we cannot get a group of people together for anything. But I feel like bringing that point up, life is just so busy for everybody.
Well, especially when you get to our age. I mean, we have not real lives, but I don't know,
right.
We have responsibilities and things we need to take care of. Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes, but also I feel like it's like the time we live in also contributes it. Like I was saying earlier, of like everything is competing for your attention, whether it's a show or a movie or going out with your friends or staying home and playing a game
in your hand, even.
Right, your fucking phone. Are you gonna doom scroll for an hour, or are you actually gonna play whatever game is sitting in front of you, or are you just gonna get distracted?
Right.
It's crazy. This topic is so big, and I know we're not gonna have an answer for it necessarily, and that wasn't necessarily the goal, but more the goal to just be like, is this a problem? Does it need to be fixed? Do we just kind of have to deal with it? Like, what do you guys think?
I don't know. I think it's definitely just a product of the time where, especially with the indie devs, you can make a AAA level game and put it out there, but then also you have the elements of just an endless stream of content and just being able to put anything on a platform that you want. So I don't know. I think from our perspective, Brad, it might be easier for us because, like you said, we're this isn't our job.
Right,
we can kind of pick and choose. No, we just can pick and choose a lot more. But I don't know. Is it a problem for you, Brad? Do you feel like you're feeling it, or do you think it's
even
good?
with
from the more
LSM,
professional perspective? I guess,
I know you were reviewing games very differently at Easy Allies. Just from I didn't watch Easy Allies, so I've only been exposed to you since you joined LSM. So yeah, and I know the review structure is totally different, but I hear you talk about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, it sounds like you were consuming games much differently a few years ago than you are now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little more freedom now because I don't have to write a full review for stuff like that really anymore, which does take time and everything. So that's cool, and I don't have to think about it from that angle. I can often just kind of relax more when I'm playing it. I'm not worried about notes or recording and stuff like that. So it is liberating to an extent because, Colin doesn't make us play anything we don't want to or anything like that. He doesn't tell us what to do. Doesn't tell us what to do pretty much at all. The only pressure I feel is from the audience because on Summon Sign in particular, it's like if a new game comes out, someone's like, why aren't you talking about it? You got to get someone on to talk about it, kind of thing like that. So that's the only kind of annoying part for me, because I'm totally fine. I can't play everything, and it is what it is. I'm totally fine with that. I'm cool with that. But it's trying to wrangle in someone to the show to talk about it, because I know people want to hear about these games. So I try to make that happen for them.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way with some of our reviews. Like Final Fantasy Tactics is probably a game we're not going to review on the podcast because Trio doesn't play. Trio's not a Final Fantasy guy at all. And sometimes, like he was saying earlier, we'll for Dying Light, for example, I've never played Dying Light, but we can easily sit down and we can he can do a review and I can ask him questions about it. That's fine. But there are some of these games that are just maybe I would need another person to talk about it. Either it's heavy in story or the gameplay mechanics are kind of crazy, like Tactics. It's we didn't even talk about the gameplay mechanics of it, but it's really more involved than just it's an action, game, right? Where that's easy. You understand it. I don't need to explain it. I
can chat you through RoboCop Rogue City with no issue. Yeah.
Right. Whereas Final Fantasy Tactics is how much time you got. There's a lot to say. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I guess that's good for you though. It's you don't have to play those games, but it's hard for us to find somebody within our orbit or within our local people that come on our podcast But then it's like, you know, do I want to reach out to somebody like you or Dustin or Ben to review X game? It's like sometimes, like, I don't know, like if it's not like a bigger game, like it may not be worth it.
And even just trying to drum up someone around here, like
or even find it. It's like you may have finished that game 2 months ago. I just finished it. So that's also a weird thing. But yeah, it's like, you know, like how I'd be interested. You don't really have to talk about this, but what extent you go to find people who are playing, like, yeah, I don't know, like Trails of fucking whatever the hell. Like, I know you and Maddie play those games, but they seem pretty niche in general. So it's like,
luckily, most, like, there's usually someone at LSM that will play something. Like,
right.
I haven't really had to reach out to anyone outside of the company to fill a void for like a game that's being talked about. Not that I can recall ever. So I've been very fortunate in that way because a lot of people are interested in. I mean, there's a lot of us at the company, so that's good. And there's chances that someone's covering, like Gene. You know, because he works for the Washington Post, he gets stuff early and stuff like that. So sometimes he's really good to have on there because, like, he played Ghost of Yote before all of us did and stuff like that. So it's good to have him on there. But for the most part, it hasn't been too bad. Where I felt like I need to recruit some outside help, which has been nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
and
I've as somebody who watches, like, I never felt like you actually did that. Like, I've never thought about it until now, but like now that we're talking about it, I'm like, no, I never felt like you've done that.
I feel like most big games that people want to hear us talk about,
where somebody's playing.
Right.
We'll talk about at some point. Yeah.
What are you about to say, Trio?
No, nothing. I was just thinking. No, because I don't tune into Summon Sign as much, but I do always feel like you guys, like you said, always have someone in there, whether it's even like Lockmort to come in and fill. I was watching some of his thoughts on the Beast and all that stuff. So that is our issue here. Sometimes we'll just throw up our hands and be like, we'll want to get a guest in if we can, but if we can't, we'll be like, you know what, it's easier. We're just going to do ourselves this weekend. That's how it works. And obviously it's not, someone has to come on their good grace here. So that's the other thing too. They have to take their time out. So we always do appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Anything else you want to? Like...
I don't know if I have anything else I want to go in on. I mean, we kind of covered. I knew this topic was going to be kind of weird because it's like very unstructured, and I think that was kind of by design because I just didn't want it to be structured. Because again, there's so many different ways you can go into this. But I think, you know, to kind of give a final thought, I feel like like just talking about it, and it just kind of reinforced that it's a problem kind of with the times. Like the boss would say in MGS3. It's a problem with like the age we live in, not necessarily like the industry, but like everyone is competing for your attention. So everyone wants to get their game out in like the same kind of time frame. And even if it's not that holiday time frame, like there's another time frame where like another game or 2 or 3 will be. You know, there's always something looking to take your money and your time and your attention, and that's really the problem. And it's like, how does we as a society kind of evolve past this digital age we live in? Like, I don't know. I have no idea.
And I guess there's definitely scales to it. Like, I don't know, Brad, do you think there's too many AAA games?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think I can answer that.
Because I'm trying to think, like, I guess as far as like, you know, your mainstays go, it really just has picked up so immensely in these last years. But yeah, it's an attention economy for sure.
Final thoughts, Brad? What do you think?
There's too many games, but it's also a good thing, I guess. There's just a lot to play if you're interested in it. For me, it's kind of annoying to cover stuff, but it's still not a big deal because it's fucking video games, so I don't mind it too much. But yeah, man, there's something out there for everybody, which I think is great nowadays.
Yeah, and that's also why everyone can't play everything, because maybe not everything is for you, and that's totally cool.
That's exactly
that's totally fine.
That's something I think people are not okay with. That, like, you know, you guys talk about all the time, where like somebody plays a game and they're like, I don't like this. It's all like, maybe it's just not for you. You don't need to like every flavor of ice cream.
Yeah, that's
but we
okay.
all like ice cream. You know, it's just
totally.
like, you may not like chocolate, or you may not like fucking hazelnut or some shit. Like,
but there's something here for you. Yeah. Absolutely.
Before Trio outros us, Brad, I wanted you to give an opportunity to lay down where people can find you, follow you, watch you. You got a lot of stuff going on, so.
You could find me on Twitter at BradleyEllis87. I'm over there. I have a YouTube channel. I put stuff up occasionally. That is Bradley Ellis Games on YouTube. You can just search that and you'll find me there. Last Day Media. I have 2 shows I host on there. that come out. What do they come out? Tuesdays and Wednesdays for you guys, the patrons. But when does Punching Up come out for everybody? I think Thursday it comes out for everybody.
Yeah.
And Summon Sun comes out Friday for everybody on YouTube. So if you want to check out any of that stuff over there, feel free. I'm on some of the streams that they do on Mondays as well occasionally. I'll be on this next one for Sacred League again.
Are you guys doing that tomorrow?
Colin's going to be hosting it, though, and doing the questions this time. He wanted to do it. So I was like,
awesome.
okay.
I saved those.
He's probably tired of losing, so that's why he's doing that.
I could not wrap my head around that whole thing. I was like, why, Colin, why make a bet if you're going to act like this? I was like, this is insane, dude. I was like, I wasn't the one in the comments, but I was like, this is crazy. Why are you making such a big deal about this? Just play the 4 hours and get it done, man.
Now he has to play the whole game. Yeah, he has to play the whole game now.
Oh, he is playing the whole game.
I thought I saw
by the end of the year. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You guys
the end of the year.
That's good. Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, you got the stream, the live stream stuff has been really cool. By the way, I've been tuning in where I can.
Oh, good.
It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, so really cool stuff.
I save the Sacred League streams. I don't watch them live because I know they're going to be longer, so I save them for like Saturday when.
Sometimes I'll tune in at work when I shouldn't, but that's okay. When I should be working, so that's just the way it goes.
Yeah, and I did want to say you've been doing a great job since you've been.
Oh,
at
thank you.
It's always weird when you have a podcast network and somebody new comes in and you're like, oh wow,
fresh face.
This is like there's a new a new person has entered the chat.
It changes things. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah, and and then to see you at the live show, it was great to meet you there. I'm gonna recap the not awkward interaction, but. I said something to you, and I'm like, why the fuck did I say that to Brad? I think I was talking, like, Dustin said something to me. He came up. He's like, oh, Gooch, what's going on? Because I see Dustin in Too Many Games every year. Too Many Games is in our Philadelphia area. Yeah. So every time he comes here, I see him, and we pal around. So we've been kind of friendly. And Brad's height and his hair caught me so off guard. I'm like, Brad, looking hot, man. And I was like, why did I say that? Like, no homo.
People have said way weirder shit to me. So
I was gonna say, I was thinking about it today. I'm like, way weirder things have been written into Punching Up than anything I could probably think of saying.
Oh yeah, that's super tame. Yeah,
oh, that's so funny.
Yeah,
I will say,
nothing.
You were taller than me, Brad. That's something I rarely run into. So that's pretty funny too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Are you 6'2"?
I'm like 6'3". I'm like 6. I thought I was 6'3", but maybe I'm shorter. Maybe I'm like 6'2", something like that.
I'm 6'2".
All right, so then I'm like 6'1" then, really. But no, that's funny. Yeah,
Cute.
you guys have been killing it. We really do love the stuff here. So
thank you
again for coming on. Really appreciate your time.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you all for watching with us live. We usually record live on twitch.tv/Delco Nerd Network. Not today though. You can find this podcast, anywhere podcasts are found. Just search Delco Nerd Network on your service of choice. We got a Facebook page, a Discord channel, all that good stuff will be linked down below. You can even email us your comments, questions, or concerns to delconerds@gmail.com. We are happy to get back to you. All this information is on our website, delconerdnetwork.com. For Brad, for Gooch, I've been Trio. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay nerdy. We will see you next time.